One of the highlights of Mark chapter 6 is when Jesus walks on water. Here's what we see in Mark chapter 6, verses 47 to 51. Now when evening came, the boat was in the middle of the sea, and he, Jesus, was alone on the land. Then he saw them straining at rowing, for the wind was against them. Now about the 4th watch of the night he came to them, walking on the sea, and would have passed them by. And when they saw him walking on the sea, they supposed it was a ghost, and cried out, for they all saw him and were troubled. But immediately he talked with them, and said to them, Be of good cheer, it is I, do not be afraid. Then he went up into the boat to them, and the wind ceased. And they were greatly amazed in themselves beyond measure, and marveled. Here are 3 insights from this passage. Insight number 1, Jesus has dominion over nature. Jesus is actually walking on water. Regarding Jesus, Paul declares in Colossians chapter 1 that through him all things were created, and that he holds everything together. So at any time, Jesus can override nature. Insight number 2, when we fail to see the real Jesus, we fear. Jesus is walking on the water, and he's about to pass them by. But they see him, however, not with eyes of faith, and it freaks them out. It's a ghost, an apparition. Jesus encourages them to not be afraid. When we fail to see the real Jesus, we fear. But when we truly recognize him, his divine power, his divine knowledge, and his divine love, and we focus on him, we find that our fears melt away. And then insight number 3, we experience peace when Jesus is in the boat. It's a very windy night, and the disciples are straining because the wind is against them. But Jesus is walking peacefully on the water. Sometimes we strain and strive, but Jesus is able to walk above all that. Notice that the minute Jesus gets into the boat, the wind ceases. And when he's in our boat, we can experience profound peace. The wind in our lives may cease completely, or the storm may continue, but we experience peace in the midst of the storm. Either way, Jesus brings peace. When we're going through choppy waters and the wind is against us, are we remembering that Jesus has dominion over all things, including nature? Are we focusing on who Jesus really is, as revealed in God's Word? And lastly, are we inviting him into our boat and experiencing profound peace? Thanks for listening.